Yes, Turkey have lost their Yes, Turkey have lost their opening game of the World Cup to Australia, arguably the weakest, actually not even arguably, I can probably say that with full confidence, the weakest opponent in the group on paper. Now, let me just say, I'm saying this on paper. Kudos to the Australian national team. They got a good group of players. They come together well as a team despite not having a roster of players that play in the top leagues and around Europe and whatnot. Yeah, when I say Australia are the weakest team in the group, I say that purely on name recognition and purely on paper because Australia as a team play really, really well despite not having a squad full of players that play at the top level. We've seen this in the last World Cup. We saw this at the last World Cup where Australia upset a lot of teams and made it a lot further in the tournament than anyone expected them to. So kudos to Australia, even though they did kind of play some serious haram ball. But we as Turkish national team fans can't complain about that because we also just saw the very next day, I think it was the next day, but we also just saw Spain go through that same sort of setup against Cape Verde. So you can't use that as an excuse because you're gonna come across teams that play a more defensive setup. Because that's all they can do. These teams like Australia, Cape Verde, who don't have players that play at the top level and pound for pound, player for player, talent for talent, just are not going to win a game at the World Cup. So this is their best strategy a lot of the times. And so we got to have a way to deal with that and be prepared for something like that. We got Iran Kunded. It's true. I'm sorry to say it, guys. That boy was phenomenal this game. Definitely a player to watch out for this tournament. Turkey has gotten Iran Kunded hard as fuck. So let's talk about what went wrong there a little bit. Now, there's not much to talk about in terms of what went wrong other than questioning why Montella thinks that it is a good idea to just relentlessly the whole game send crosses into the box to Kerem Aktürkoğlu, a 5'8" man, while Australia has three center backs, this formation, because again, they're playing a bit of haram ball, but that's okay. They had three center backs, the shortest of whom is 6'3". Whoa. Stop sending in balls to Kerem Aktürkoğlu. He is not going to receive any of them. There are three giant men back there for Australia. Three freaks back there for Australia. Like, stop for the love of God sending balls in. Now, we did see a bit of a refreshment from that, a bit of a change when Kenan Yıldız finally got subbed in. Kenan Yıldız has been on the bench, was on the bench for this game because he's coming back from injury. He looked really good, and he gave us a little bit of hope. He was definitely making some good runs, cutting into the box instead of just curling balls into the box and hoping Aktürkoğlu can somehow jump high enough, jump at a whole foot and a half up in the air to receive the ball from these monstrous Aussies. But to no avail. Unfortunately, Kenan Yıldız was not able to make anything happen. And unfortunately, Turkey conceded again in the second half. So the gist of this game pretty much fell down to Australia came with a plan in mind. Turkey did not and was unable to adjust to Australia's style of play and really just had no answer to full out haram ball and of 10 players defending the entire time and had no answer to getting Iran Kunded, unfortunately. Now, that's definitely going forward somewhere where Turkey's going to have to improve, whether that be in this tournament or in future tournaments in general. Paraguay is also a very defensive team. Now, it didn't seem like that when the USA, my other national team, shout out. I'm clearly, if you couldn't tell by the accent, there's the jersey I own for the USMNT, USMNT. But it probably didn't look like they were very defensive because USMNT demolished Paraguay 4-1, but they are a very defensive team. I think it was in 18 games of world qualifying, they only let in 10 goals, or maybe the reverse of that. No, I think it was 18 games. They only allowed 10 goals. So Paraguay is a very defensive team too. They're going to play some haram ball as well. So Turkey is going to have to find a solution to that and should have found a solution to that coming into this tournament, which seemingly Montella did not have that sort of solution. And to be fair, though, Spain, as I mentioned earlier, Spain sort of suffered the same fate. So, and they're favorites to win this whole tournament. So I don't want to knock Montella's his coaching ability too much. I mean, there's a reason that he is coaching the Turkish national team, and I'm here talking to you guys through a YouTube video. But regardless, yeah, it's not looking great. Not a good start for the World Cup because Listen, there are so many teams in this World Cup where all you need is 4 points. You just need a win and a tie, pretty much, and you're probably going to go through to the next round. Now, on paper, like I mentioned, on paper, not to diss the Australian national team, they come together great as a team. They are the worst team in our group. So next, Turkey has got to fight Paraguay, and then the United States, who are flying high right now. And people are talking about how the USA might be the dark horses of the tournament now. Now, I think people need to calm down there a bit and are overreacting a bit for the USA, overhyping them. But still, even though Turkey in a friendly not too long ago, last year, as part of preparations for this World Cup, Turkey demolished the United States. It looked embarrassing watching them play, and I believe that game was in the United States as well. Even I'm not so confident that that can happen again. Going forward, Turkey is looking at needing to get a win and a tie at the minimum from their next two games against Paraguay and the United States. Not going to be easy at all. Turkey really need to come together as a team. They really need to get their heads screwed on straight and have answers to teams like this that play this certain way, because we can't use I've seen a lot of Turkish national team fans online using a cop out that Australia are haram ball playing, they play ugly football, and whatever your opinion on that may be, you can't use that as an excuse. As I mentioned for the third time now, Spain, we just saw Spain, the favorites of the World Cup, deal with that with Cape Verde. Looking at some of the few positives that there were from this game, like I mentioned earlier, Kenan Yildiz off the bench looked really solid, was looking really good. Um, Other than that, I mean, our midfield looked okay. Our captain Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Ismail Yüksek were pretty good. Uh, the attacking trio or quartet was not great. The Australia was just a wall to the whole team today. Just a wall. Didn't let anything in, unfortunately. That's about the gist of it. Sorry this video took so long to get out. I have a job and also a fuck ton of World Cup games to watch. So I'm filming this like in between France versus Senegal and Norway versus Iraq, and I don't know when I'm going to edit it and post it. Hopefully, sometime later today in between one of the other games. But yeah, sorry it took a little bit to get out. It probably will for future videos, but I will be making a video reviewing every game from the Turkish national team this World Cup. So if that interests you and you want to see more videos of analysis of the Turkish national team and game reviews of their games, especially in this World Cup, then please like and subscribe now. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Farewell. Güle güle, as they say in Turkey.